are you doing? It is indeed a beautiful day. Last time someone asked after my pillow, so here it is. Yeah. How are you all doing? We're also testing if you're on our website, freenationchurch.org. Let us see if you can link the live teaching from freenationchurch.org. Posh Mama, how are you doing? How's everyone doing? Today I want to talk about the Songs of Solomon and, of course, the hypocrisy in Christianity. Um, Try to see if you can watch from the Free Nation website. That is freenationchurch.org, so we can see if the live streaming is working perfectly. Georges McNobson, how are you doing? We're also doing our secondary school outreach, our educational outreach next week. We need to buy 20 NECO forms for 20 underprivileged students, as well as buy uniforms for these students. Let's make this dream possible. NECO forms are 18,000 naira each, while uniforms are 3,000 naira for one set. No amount is too small. We have a Free Nation account now. So all you need to do is pay into the Free Nation account and tag it uniforms or school fees or whatever it is you're paying the money for. So, so you could be a part of that. Frederick is saying, LOL, such a way to get collections. Like I'm asking money for people to buy me car, or I'm asking you people money to buy me food. Is it not secondary school students that are underprivileged? They tell you that my children that are in secondary school are underprivileged. Am I not buying their own jam form? Bros, be using this head now. You cannot just carry a big coconut and put it on your neck and be using it as decoration walking up and down the street. Like it was a mistake that you came to this world. What a way to collect. Like do I collect tithe? Do I collect offering? Do I collect seed? Baba, come out for my life, John. Make I no enter you this afternoon because I know day your mood. Can you imagine this nonsense? What a way to collect collection. Whether the day we are going to secondary school, if you want, you can come with us. Nobody needs your money. Oh. I no be Pentecostal pastor. I don't need anybody money. If I've not needed your money in 4 years, it's now I will need it. When the things were really rough those days, I did not need your money. It is now today I will need it. Carry on. How much you get where you even want to collect, Seth? Like I even cost you join the money. How much you even get? You get 20K for your hand where you did. You where they switch your data from airplane mode on and off. Take the watch message. Now you want give person collection. Person where they abuse pastor, where they drive private jet. How much be your collection for the? How much be your contribution? Maybe 50 naira you drop. You save the talk. I beg. Nobody. There's nothing Free Nation in my house. That is my personal use, my car or my television. Absolutely none. I'm not on a Free Nation salary, even though I should be, because I spend a lot of my time doing this, but I've never asked for a salary. I've never asked for you to pay my bills. Once in a while, good people like Evelyn Ami offer to buy an internet service provider so the rest of you can benefit. And then somebody still coming saying that this is a clever way to raise donations. Please, let's respect ourselves. Let's respect ourselves, please. Let's respect ourselves. Nothing the pain person pass. Something where you know do you accuse. I go abuse you, then I go beg God for forgiveness. Because I know say I don't sin. Because the scripture say make I dey patient with even person we no get sense. But you get the way you go cross me. Waiting I go you no go like him. And don't lead me into sin. Because God feel vex with me. Decide say no go forgive me. Because he don't want me before. So don't lead me into temptation. No be you be devil. Devil get your own work. Make it doing work. You watch or not watch. We're trying to help. Do you know how many students go to secondary school for 6 years and then have nothing to show for the secondary school because they can't afford 18,000 naira for JAMB or for NECO? 6 years wasted. Babe, how many people have paid so far for the secondary school? Our target is 20. How many people have paid?
8 people.
8 people so far.
No, we have 8 forms.
8 forms so far.
Paid for 5 and 3 people paid for
1 person paid for 5 and 3 people paid for 1, 2, 3.
3. That's all.
That's all.
And that one is running his mouth.
So we want to go and buy 20. We have only 8 so far. Please, guys, let's be careful when we are selecting our words. This no be Pentecostal church. Your tithe no day inside Free Nation. Your offering no day. Your seed no day. Nothing day. Make una no distract me from the message. Now, message I come preach is difficult enough. Imagine we go there as a whole church and we can buy 10 forms as a whole church. If na Pentecostal church now, we say make you bring your whole January salary. Go wrong, go there. Carry your whole salary. Enter gbese on top am. The total package is 21K. You don't even need to do the 21K fully. If all you can do is 3K for the uniform, buy 1 person uniform 3K. And it is among the recommended things for Matthew 25:31 that God said we should do. So please, I'm actually in a very bad mood. Some lady whose name I wouldn't mention, I don't want to be dragged in her net, came and said that, let me read what she said to you. Said, Christians are now using scriptures to justify oral sex. Why shouldn't the gays, blah, 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 blah. You see, if you don't understand these scriptures, just talk, make we show you. If you understand them, read them. Until you are ready to get out of those little boxes of religion that you've boxed yourself into. Some people don't wear earring. But God no look your earring. Go. My son has braids. Why does he have braids? Because his hair is very light. And they were teasing him and bullying him, forgetting that from my mother's family, we have blondes because I'm Eastern European, half Eastern European. They were calling the boy albino. So I said, okay, they are bullying this boy, calling him albino. Let's braid his hair. If they braid his hair, because the braids are thicker, they do not look blonde anymore. They look a darker shade of brown. So that's how we started braiding his hair. Another set of bullying now. He looks like a girl. I'm like, are these people all okay? Then in his school, they say boys don't braid their hair, girls braid their hair. Where do you people get this nonsense from? I want to ask you people today. As in, when people were coming to the world, did you just decide that you are not going to have sense? Go around Africa, African tribes. I'm not talking about Igbo and Hausa. Igbo and Hausa are not the only tribes. Only in Nigeria alone, we have close to 100 tribes, if not more, let alone across Africa. The Masai Mara men that Tazebos was jumping with in Kenya, didn't they braid their hair? Is that not their culture? How can you say Africans don't braid their hair? You see, some people sit down inside their house with their myopic lens. They look around them and they use their neighborhood, that get to where they live. They say, that's Africa. And from there, they'll be taking decisions on behalf of continents. How can you open your mouth and say Africans don't braid their hair? Haven't you seen Fulani, proper Fulani men who braid their hair? The Ogun worshippers, was it Shango worshippers in Yoruba land? Didn't they braid their hair cornrows? So why do we like lying to ourselves? Why do we believe that our parents' misguided interpretation of a white man's religion is what God is saying? As in, my son's teacher literally told my son that it's not good for a man to braid his hair. Did you not read about the 7 locks of Solomon?
No, they have children from Venezuela, that's from the community.
Ah. But when they have children from other schools, like other countries like Venezuela with ponytail and all, the school will not complain. No. But all of a sudden in Nigeria, you cannot braid your hair. What if I decide that I want to look like a Masai Mara man? Google Masai Mara men, you will see how they braid their hair. And they are more African than you because they are conk African. They live inside the bush of Africa. They don't live inside the city and wear watch. Like your elders who have Latin and Greek names and then call themselves custodians of tradition. First things first, why are you even speaking the English? You've not seen a proud Japanese man that will talk to you. He speaks English but will never speak to you in English. He will speak to you in Japanese. Even the French, they will speak to you in French. Go and listen to learn it somewhere else. You are there talking in English, insulting people in English and saying you are a custodian of your tradition. Let's wake up from this slavery. You see, the worst type of slave is the one that's walking on the street. The one where they inside cell, no saying be slave. You know, collect in destiny. The one where they waka for road, normal, na him be the worst type. And na him be una. So I'm done. When we started saying, look, we're taking the white man's culture, blah, 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 blah. Our cultures are better, blah, blah. I don't mean our blended cultures that we put inside blender. Add spices, add this, add that, and blend. And now we are proud of. Let's speak to one another. Let me tell you, the people who sold religion to you, especially Christianity, were thieves and liars and fools. 3 sets of people. Àwọn olè, àwọn ọ̀dẹ̀, àwọn onírọ́. Liars, thieves, and fools. And guess what? Predominantly fools. That is why somebody like Queen James can translate unicorn and put inside his Bible. And people will buy that book and you will swear by it. One of my other kids was in a church school the other day. And they were saying, let's use King James because King James is the original. How can you even say King James is the original? Original of what? Is the most useless biblical translation you can ever find. Quote me. The nonsense inside King James. And it blighting storybook. No get them. Just look for King James and you will be embarrassed at the amount of buffoonery that is in that book. And yet somebody will do his shoulder like this and tell you he's reading Bible, he's reading King James. Not only King James, it's Queen James. Sometimes I get really upset because they box you into... Let's talk about the fools before we start talking about the thieves and the liars. Some of them are fools and liars and thieves at the same time. Some of them are thieves and liars. You look at Jerome that translated the Latin Vulgate and see the nonsense he translated. Jerome locked himself in a cave and was using his own thoughts to guide his translation. And that's what everybody is running with now. Then Queen James came and translated another set of nonsense. That's Queen James is the Bible that uses the word Lucifer in error. And guess what? To speak of Satan. What does Lucifer mean? Light bearer. Who tell you say Satan they bear light? Satan disguises himself as an angel of light. He doesn't have any light. He's not bearing any light. He disguises himself as an angel of light. Christ is the bearer of light. The Greek word phosphorus, used in the book of Peter. Let me even read it to you. Second Peter 1:19. read it to you in Greek. Ho hemera diague ke phosphoros anele en te cardes himon. This day shall have dawned, and the phosphorus, the light bearer, shall have risen in the hearts of you. Force, light, phoros, bearer. What is Lucifer? Light bearer. This 2 Peter 1:19 is talking of Christ. The words of Peter describing Christ. And then you say Lucifer is Satan. So it was translated from one fool to another across a millennia. And then these were the Oyinbo fools. And then they brought it home to indigenous fools that will tell you not to wear earring. You see, the Oyinbo fools now one special grade. The indigenous fools now the highest grade. That's how in the 80s, one pastor woke up. I don't know which winch in chop or which mumu in chop. He begin to get revelation. You see, some of these people are not, they don't have revelation. What they do is they need injection. Some of these people are schizophrenic. Some of them are delusional. Some of them are suffering from paranoid delusions. And they come and they give you a paranoid delusion. A better psychiatric case is coming to give you prophecy. All of a sudden, person where they're supposed they monitor them, they give them injection. All of a sudden, don't turn prophets. He say, God, say, make they carry all their gold, go throw away inside a river. Say the gold go make them sin. That's how one of my auntie packed all her gold. Till today, poverty is disturbing her life. That's how my auntie carried all her gold, went to throw inside the river. One of my aunties now told my other auntie that Mumu was worrying, that this gold, why don't you sell it? My auntie went to meet the Mumu, indigenous fool, and said, can I sell this my gold? He said, no, if you sell the gold, you are transferring the demon to another person who will use it. That's how my auntie went to throw the thing inside river. I swear to God, I wish it was a small stream near my house. Only me will have gone to look for the gold and sold. That's how they threw. If you had grandparents or parents in the 80s, they will tell you about this story. How people went to throw away their gold. Simply because an indigenous dingbat lied to them about scriptures he does not understand. Then they wake up 40 years later and say they are changing all the doctrine, they are sorry. After he told people to throw away their television, then 10 years later, I started doing program on television. It's not about you being sorry. You be mumu. People when they follow you na dingbat. Story no dey there. Then the next thing is they start reading the scriptures and they start telling you all sorts of things. They start telling you that genital for genital, mouth for mouth. It is wrong to put one in the place of the other. And I wonder where they got this nonsense from. I've told people, stop praying with Psalms and Proverbs. They will not hear a word. The same person that wrote Songs of Solomon is the same person that wrote Proverbs. You don't know that Solomon was the one that wrote Proverbs. You don't know. King Solomon. Okay, let me tell you today. King Solomon wrote Proverbs. King Solomon wrote Songs of Solomon. King Solomon also wrote some of the Psalms. The Psalms have many authors. Predominantly was the work of King David, but we also had some Psalms that came from even as far back as Moses, Solomon. A lot of people contributed to the Psalms. Then you will pray with Proverbs, but you will not use Songs of Solomon. Let me read you some sweet songs of Solomon so people will understand what I'm talking about. People were accusing me that because of my post, I said men that will not kneel down to propose, we still kneel down to do the other one. People were now accusing me. Let's read scripture together. Please, if you have Bible, open Songs of Solomon. King Songs of Solomon chapter 1. Verse 1. This is Solomon's Song of Songs, more wonderful than any other. Now Bible talk and no be me. Young woman, kiss me and kiss me again, for your love is sweeter than wine. How pleasing is your fragrance! Your name is like spreading fragrance of scented oils. No wonder all the young women love you. See with you, come, let's run. The king has brought me into his bedroom. Young women of Jerusalem, how happy we are for you, O king. Praise your love even more than wine. Young woman, how right they are to adore you. I am dark but beautiful. O women of Jerusalem, dark as the tents of Kedar. Oh, they were not rainbow, they were dark. Anyway, that story for another day. It's a song we are singing now. Don't stare at me because I'm dark. The sun has darkened my skin. My brothers were angry with me. They forced me to care for their vineyards, so I couldn't care for myself, my own vineyard. Tell me, my love, where are you leading your flock today? Where would you rest your sheep at noon? For why should I wander like a prostitute among your friends and their flocks? Auntie? They will not come and read this part of the scripture. If you don't know, oh most beautiful woman, follow the trail of my flock and graze your young goats by the shepherd's tents. You are as exciting, my darling, as a mare among Pharaoh's stallions. How lovely are your cheeks, your earrings. Your earring, Ide Bible, okay. Your earring set them afire. How lovely is your neck, enhanced by a string of jewels. We will make more earrings of gold and a bead of silver. They are not throwing away earring again. Okay. Young woman, the king is lying on his couch, enchanted by the fragrance of my perfume between my breasts. He is like a bouquet of sweet henna blossom from the vineyards of En-Gedi. Young man, how beautiful you are, my darling. How beautiful. Your eyes are like doves. Young woman, you are so handsome, my love, pleasing beyond words. The soft grass is our bed. Fragrant cedar branches are the beams of our house, and pleasant smelling furs are the rafters. Songs of Solomon chapter 2. Young woman speaks. I am the spring crocus blooming on the Sharon plain, the lily of the valley. Young man, like a lily among thistles is my darling young woman. Young woman responds, like the finest apple tree in the orchard is my lover among other men. I sit in his delightful shade and taste his delicious fruit. By the way, in the old Hebrew language, what this was translated from, the apple tree was a slang for the male organ, which is also obvious in the text because she sits in his shade and tastes his delicious fruit. Man, get fruit. Taste buds, they laugh. He escorts me to the banquet hall. It is obvious how much he loves me. Strengthen me with raisin cakes, refresh me with apples, for I am weak with love. His left arm is under my head, and his right arm embraces me. Promise me, O women of Jerusalem, by the gazelles and wild deer, not to awaken love until the time is right. In short, ma Jimmy Sile. Ah, I hear my lover coming. He is leaping over the mountains, bounding over the hills. My lover is like a swift gazelle or a young stag. Look, there he is behind the wall, looking through the window, peering into the room. My lover said to me, arise up, my darling. Come with me, my fair one. Look, the winter is past, and the rains are over and gone. The flowers are springing up. The season of singing birds has come. The cooing of turtle doves fills the air. The fig trees are forming young fruit, and the fragrant grapevines are blossoming. Rise up, my darling, come with me, O fair one. And the young man replies, my dove is hiding behind the rocks, behind an outcrop of the cliff. Let me see your face. Let me hear your voice, for your voice is pleasant and your face is lovely. Young women of Jerusalem reply, catch all the foxes, those little foxes, before they ruin the vineyard of love, for the grapevines are blossoming. And the young woman replies, my lover is mine, I am his. He browses among the lilies before the dawn breezes blow and the night shadow flee. Return to me, my love, like a gazelle or a young stag on the rugged mountains. Songs of Solomon, chapter 3. One night I lay in my bed, I yearned for my lover. Eh? Ide Bible? Okay. I yearned for him, but he did not come. So I said to myself, I will get up and roam the city, search in all its streets and squares. I will search for the one I love. So I searched everywhere, but did not find him. The watchmen stopped me as they made their rounds and I asked, have you seen the one I love? Then scarcely had I left them when I found my love. I caught and held him tightly, then brought him to my mother's house, into my mother's bed, where I had been conceived. I no sure say they don't marry this lover if they carry and go their mama house. Wait till I know me, I no could know anything. Promise me, O women of Jerusalem, by the gazelles and the wild deer, not to awaken love until the time is right. Young women of Jerusalem, who is this sweeping in from the wilderness like a cloud of smoke? Who is it fragrant with myrrh and frankincense and every kind of spice? Look, it is Solomon's carriage, surrounded by 60 heroic men, the best of Israel's soldiers. They're all skilled swordsmen, experienced warriors. Each wears a sword on his thigh. Then if you go to Songs of Solomon 3:11, the young woman responds, "Come out to see King Solomon, young women of Jerusalem. He wears the crown his mother gave him on his wedding day, his most joyous day." Songs of Solomon, chapter 4. Young man is speaking. "You are beautiful, my darling, beautiful beyond words. Your eyes are like doves. Behind your veil, your hair falls in waves, like a flock of goats winding down the slopes of Gilead. Your teeth are as white as sheep, recently shorn and freshly washed. Your smile is flawless, each tooth matched with its twin. Your lips are like scarlet ribbon. Your mouth is inviting. Inviting to come and do what? Your cheeks are like rosy pomegranates. Behind your veil, your neck is as beautiful as the Tower of David, jeweled with the shields of 1,000 heroes. Your breasts are like two fawns, twin fawns of a gazelle grazing among the lilies. Before the dawn breezes blow and the night shadow flee, I hurry to the mountain of myrrh and to the hill of frankincense. You are altogether beautiful, my darling, beautiful in every way. Come with me from Lebanon, my bride. Come with me from Lebanon. Come down from Mount Amama, from the peaks of Senir and Hermon, where lions have their dens and leopards live among the hills. You have captured my treasure, my bride. You hold it hostage with one glance of your eyes, with a single jewel of your necklace. Your love delights me, my treasure, my bride. Your love is better than wine. Your perfume is more fragrant than spices. Your lips as sweet as nectar. My bride, honey and milk are under your tongue. Your clothes are scented like the cedars of Lebanon. You are my private garden, my treasure, my bride, a secluded spring, a hidden fountain. And then you need to hear this part. Y'all need to hear this part. Oh my goodness. One of my phones don't die. Chai. And if it's sweet, make all of you hear this particular one. Oh. Hey. How this thing go can't die like this now, when everything was sweet. Oh no. So Facebook don't cut off. Anyway, let me read it for the rest of you. I feel bad though. Just give me 1 second. Let me try to see if I can wake Facebook back up. Because I need to read the next line, which is very important to you all, okay? So let's just go back live on Facebook because people are there waiting. Songs of Solomon, chapter 4 and 12. You are my private garden, a secluded spring, a hidden fountain. Your thighs, make una hear what's in the Bible. Oh. Your thighs shelter a paradise of pomegranates with rare spices. Your thighs, what's in the inside woman thigh? I want to ask you, what's in the inside woman thigh? When you open woman thigh, what do you see? No be sweet in the middle. No be me talking the Bible. I will read it to you. Songs of Solomon, chapter 4 and 13. Check it on your own, in your own Bibles. Your thighs shelter a paradise of pomegranates with rare spices. Now let's go read this inside King James. I can even see what King James translate for this one. Songs of Solomon, chapter 3. Abi chapter 4, verse 13. Let's see what he wrote. New Living Translation says your thighs. King James said thy plants. Your plants. It's not only plant. New Living Translation. That's why I always tell you people read New Living Translation. New Living Translation, they get proper. It says, your thighs shelter a paradise of pomegranates. I think I've read enough for you people today. Or people want to read more? Then if you read Songs of Solomon chapter 4, I want to read 5, a bit of 5 for you, but I'm not going to go there. Chapter 4, verse 12, it says, you are my private garden, my treasure, my bride, a secluded spring, a hidden fountain, your ties shelter a paradise. Now, remember all the other translations use the word plants. So let's go to 5 now. And let's see what 5 is saying. I have entered my garden, my treasure. I gather myrrh with my spices. I eat honeycomb with my honey. I drink wine with my milk. Then the young women of Jerusalem respond, O lover, and behold, and beloved, eat and drink. Yes, drink deeply of our love. And the young woman replies and said, I slept, but my heart has awake. My heart was awake when I heard my lover knocking and calling, open to me, my treasure, my darling, my dove, my perfect one. My head is drenched with dew, my hair with the dampness of the night. But I responded, I have taken off my robe. Should I get dressed again? I have washed my feet. Should I get them soiled? Hey. I don't know why they've never read. In your church, do they read Songs of Solomon to you people? I'm asking. We've got to understand something, yeah? God is not as wicked as religion makes it out to be. Do you guys enjoy Songs of Solomon? Now, let me tell you something, yeah? Every day we read stories of women bringing other men's children and giving them to their husbands. 30% of Nigerian children do not belong to their real fathers. They call it paternity fraud. So that means a lot of people are doing these Songs of Solomon. It's just that it is when they are praying that we see them. When they are doing the Songs of Solomon, we don't see them. Somebody said, no way, they don't. The book is wonderful. The book is beautiful. The book is beautiful. Somebody said, which Bible translation? I usually use the New Living Translation because it's a lot more accurate than most. They will not read those things to you. My lover is like an apple tree. I sit down and I taste his fruit. Songs of Solomon, chapter 2, verse 3. They will not read these things to you. Instead, they'll be doing warrior prayer meeting. Who send you all that nonsense? You see, let me tell you, religion is a consequence of foolish, lying, and thieving teachers. They taught you religion. God did not send you to come and practice any religion. He said, just love one another. God never said you cannot eat your husband's fruit. God said in the book of Solomon, because if you try to search on who wrote the book of Solomon, you see that it was written by Solomon and God. Many people include God. So God said, taste his fruit. There's nothing, absolutely nothing on earth wrong with a man and his wife having a good time. It's actually more Christian than the word Jesus. Oh, yes. They are there telling me that I'm teaching people something else. Meanwhile, they are still calling their Jesus in the middle of the night, witches and wizards. You see, there are some people I don't mess with. I don't, nah, fam. How many of you are married listening to me? Or in relationships that are heading for marriage? In the Free Nation, we believe that you get married by yourselves. You are a priest. You don't need a priest to marry you. You need a priest to marry you before the world and the laws of the world, but before God, you don't need a priest. You are a priest. So, if you're married, whatever way, according to the law, according to tradition, or according to the reality of Matthew chapter 9, verse 19. Let me read it to you very quickly. Sorry, I meant to say Matthew 19:9, not 9:19. Forgive me. If you read, Matthew 19:8. Yahushua replied, Moses permitted divorce only as a concession to your hard hearts, but it was not what God had originally intended. So, what had God originally intended? Go to 4. It says, haven't you read the scriptures? They record that from the beginning God made them male and female. And he said this explains why a man leaves his father and mother and is joined to his wife, and the two are joined into one. In the beginning, a man left his wife, left his parents. Adam had no parents, but nonetheless he still left them. Moses permitted all he permitted because their hearts were hardened. But in the beginning, it was between a man, his wife, and his God. So you can actually marry in your bedroom. You need to make it legal, go to a courtroom, tie it up in a court. If not, define it in whatever way you can. But here's the thing. I want to ask you, today is a Friday night. You guys have worked all week. Why don't you sit down with your woman and read Songs of Solomon to her from 1 to 4? Why don't you do that? Who's ready to do this alone? Then when you are done, practice what is written in that book. Who wants to try it out? Let me see. Hypocrites, where are you? You not raise your hand now. Who wants to try out the book of the Songs of Solomon? I've heard and read in a NKJV concordance that Songs of Solomon was a metaphor for Christ's love for his church, or monumental gymnastic that they use people to play. Nonsense. Then you they laugh. Songs of Solomon is Solomon with his babe. My secret garden in between your thigh that is sweet in the middle. People that are wasting your wife. You are doing, no be so it inside Bible. No be metaphor kankan. Metaphor call Mary 5 ni. Love poetry. I drink wine. Which Christ and which church? Christ don't start church that period. Make una no let them deceive you. Small time they do Pastor Wilson up and down. We go come catch them. You know, see Pastor Wilson. Pastor Wilson sabi pass we where they tell you to make you go read songs of Solomon. You guys should, when you get off this phone, turn off your phones. Put on the AC. If light no day, you know, say this year go rugged. Put on fan. Oh, you need light for that one. To open window, off light. Shower. Come sit down with your babe, your wife. Come read Songs of Solomon from. That is a prayer in its own right. Read it from 1 to 4. Come practice waiting day inside. Do you know that that's an act of prayer? You no go need marriage counseling again if you do them every Friday. You know your marriage will not need deliverance prayer. You will not need to join warriors, midnight prayer warriors, and be dragging people inside net. You will not need all that. Only you go be your priest for your home. Only you go deliver your wife. Strong conji cobwebs wey don dey worry and dey come. Only you go cure her craze and she go cure your own. The two of una go come turn psychiatrist. They cure each other craze anytime the craze won't come. Unless it is not in the scriptures, then I'll be a liar and a thief like the rest of them. Somebody say we have single people there, get married. It's very easy. Find someone that your heart works with. Hold the person's hand and declare under God that people are married. Declare it. Mean it. Believe it. Work it. Let your yes be your yes. And your no be your no. So you too can practice the Songs of Solomon. Don't just go and carry people's daughters from the street and be doing Songs of Solomon with them. Oh. Now problem they find. Oh. Someone say your parents go kill you. Now your parents put you inside wahala. Now your parents put you inside this wahala. That's why you're running up and down, pillar to post. Listening to some people where their wisdom end inside movie. Make I tell you, forget all these traditions, all this religion, forget everything. Read the book of Songs of Solomon to you and your woman. Practice what's in the book of Songs of Solomon. People like Old Testament. That's Old Testament there for you, not read it. It's the one that is telling you to give money to one thief inside one church. Now that one I go sabi they read. Solomon, now he write all those proverbs where they take pray. It is hypocritical to pray with proverbs and not practice what's in the Songs of Solomon. So guys, I'm so happy to have spent such a wonderful period with you guys. How many of you were able to watch live from our website? Oh, you are watching it live from the website? Oh, absolutely wonderful. Amazing. Amazing. I'm so happy. Let me try this Facebook again. I hope you enjoyed tonight's session. My own beautiful garden is showering right now, anointing herself with fragrant spices. Abi babe, it's time for me to go and read the songs of Solomon. If you are married traditionally, very good. Oh yeah, go and read songs of Solomon to your wife. What are you waiting for? You are still here doing live video. You never run, go find Bible. Oh yeah, the two of you shower together. Aunties. We have relationship counseling department too. The website is freenationchurch.org. If you have issues, ask questions. We will not judge you. Human being, they get issue. Women, call your husbands. Tell them to come home early from the beer parlor. Like the woman said in the Song of Solomon, she was looking for her husband up and down. So till midnight, now she say, find her husband. Find your husband. Call him. Tell him to come home and come and drink his wine. It's not every time that people be planning out to make money. Then your husband will be doing Songs of Solomon with somebody's daughter in the office. While only you, their house, they wait. Or maybe you say they do Songs of Solomon with another person's son. God will expose all of una this year. All of una where they drink wine from other people's cup. Now this year it end. God will expose all of una. Make una say amen. Why are people logging off? Una they run. Vicky Benson, phone your husband. Phone your husband. Benedicta Ojo, phone your husband. Bolanle, oh yeah, phone your husband. Somebody says, I am so practicing the Songs of Solomon. Somebody say, Mommy Freeze, blessed are you among women. She is blessed to the Songs of Solomon we will go sing today. Now die. Baby, you know, tell them. Frankie say, me, I'm already at home. Oh yeah, log off. I don't want to see you on this way. Log off. Light candle. We've heard, bye-bye, sir. It's too much. Oh yeah, bye. Run. All of you that are at home, what are you waiting for? It's the ones that are not at home that I'm trying to drive home. Oh yeah, go and stop listening to me. I'm not important today. Somebody said tonight speaking in tongues will be on cloud 9. That's what you are supposed to be doing. That's what I'm supposed to be encouraging you to do. That is what King Solomon, a man notorious for wisdom, wrote as inspired by God. God inspired the book of Songs of Solomon. It's not verses, it's chapter. Read chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3, chapter 4. If you know get them, I read it. So all you need to do is just put your YouTube on. Let me be reading it to you in the background. Just be practicing whatever you hear there, whatever your spirit ministers to you. It's part of prayer. Boboski says, I'm at home. She's not back. I'm waiting. Send that text message. Hurry home. Don't let me tarry. Who else? People are not talking now on YouTube. Oh. Small time now go to get mind. Now go to listen to old aunties. Lola Okwana, we are together. Fantastic. We are log off. Go and read Songs of Solomon. Every part of your body was designed to please the one you love. The Bible will tell you pray every day. Instead of praying 1 hour every day, read Songs of Solomon 1 hour every day. Your marriage, your life, everything will get deliverance. Just try and say, I lie, give you. Whether your marriage no better. Because they wake up for midnight, they challenge God. Me, I go start my own challenge next month. Make una ready. Songs of Solomon challenge. 1 hour every night. I go to read them, give una every night. As una they read them, make una they hold una wife, kiss them, talk. As they read them, they practice them. We no need to do it 1 month. We don't do it 3 days. Everybody head go align. Una go to do the rest by yourself. I no get song where I want release. So I no need to promote anything for 1 month. Now, Some of you should even go on, get a hotel room. Go to a resort if you can. If you can't, get a hotel room. Tonight, don't catch you for house, no problem. Tomorrow morning, as the two of you wake, just find one hotel lodge. The two of una go date there till Monday morning. From that hotel, now una go walk. Show you the hair, taste buds, they spray fragrant spices. Now so it they be. Now so it they be. Make I not tell them, too late, they don't hear. What of single parents? We will talk about your matter very soon, don't worry. No worry, we get una for mind. But for now, we are talking to those who are in relationships. And why are you a single parent? What happened? We'll address all those things, don't worry. We have a Shukbo de vex. My dear brother, no vex. Sorry, We are with you in prayers. Sorry, we are with you in the songs of Solomon. We are with you in song. So, guys, at this juncture, I officially have to leave you to attend to matters that are important, which I believe you should be attending to. This one. Bye, guys. Love you all.